All right, we are live out here at the Wisconsin Rapids Quadplex here, the Stevens Point Sixers Post 6, and the double days of Appleton here in this second game of the day here. First game at 10:30, the Sixers falling in the first one 12-9 at the hands of Kaukauna. Our pregame today brought to you in part by Auto Select. They are Stevens Point's best choice for auto repairs, maintenance, and tires. Complete auto repair services with locations on Church Street and on Highway 10 East in Stevens Point and on Schofield Avenue in Weston. No matter your automotive needs, look to Auto Select and you're good to go here. So head coach Bobby Opiola, Brian Klisch, the assistant here for the Sixers. And they played last night as well, falling to Marshfield in a what started out as a pretty competitive game, certainly, but Marshfield proving to be just too much. Certainly the Marshfield Columbus Catholic winning state in high school baseball just a few weeks back. And again, our Auto Select pregame show will go through the defensive positioning here for the double days of Appleton. Out on the hill tonight, Luke Byer will get the start. And in the infield, starting at first base, you'll have Ethan Winkler at first. You will have Jamison Stieg over at second base. Jordan Sanders over at short. Brady Pope will be at third base. And behind the dish tonight is Mason Winkler. In the outfield, working right to left, you'll have Jack Swartout, who will be in right field, center field today for Evan Benbrooks. And then left field for Oscar Crownhart. And the designated hitter tonight, Sean Steger, for the double days. Now, for the Sixers, you'll have Braden Marschke, who will lead things off, followed by Royce Lown, A.J. O'Brien, Caden Weinfurter, Tony Racek, Dayton Kobach, Trevor Hansen, Tyson Holmes, and Colton Wadalevich. Your starting lineup here for the Sixers here at Stevens Point. They are 6-3 on the season here. Last couple games losing here again, falling to Kaukauna in the first one here, 12-9. Jaden Zeese started that one out for the Sixers. And the first game here today for the double days. And again, our pregame brought to you today in part by Auto Select. They're Stevens Point's best choice for auto repairs, maintenance, and tires. Complete auto repair services with locations on Church Street and on Highway 10 East in Stevens Point and on Schofield Avenue in Weston. No matter your automotive needs, look to Auto Select and you are good to go. So we are good to go here to start things off as Byer will work out of the windup. That one in there for a called strike to Marschke now, and it's 0-1. Braden, kind of the everyday center fielder here for the Sixers. Had a host of defensive plays last night against Marshfield, swing and a miss, and it's quickly 0-2 now to Marschke. Luke Byer, the right-hander for the double days. That one's going to skip down low. It's 1-2 now. And Appleton, they'll be back in action here tonight at 6 o'clock, their second game for the double days here. So the 1-2 offering from Byer to Marschke, that one's up high, and it's even at 2-2. Royce Lown, the on-deck hitter here for Stevens Point. Of course, the Sixers, the visiting squad in this one. Can ball in a good pitch, and that is the first out, a strikeout, the first Serb-Pro strikeout here tonight for Luke Byer. Of course, you can call Serb-Pro for the number one choice in cleanup and restoration Serb-Pro like it never happened. So one away now for the shortstop, Royce Lown, who started the game last night for the Sixers. Showing bunt is Royce. And that one's going to be down for base hit for Lown. So a one-out single for Royce. Of course, Royce, the Spash product, Stevens Point area senior high. So that'll bring up the catcher, number 3, hitting A.J. O'Brien here for the Sixers. As we mentioned, head coach today, Bobby Opiola down at third base, Brian Klisch down at first. Our plate umpire today, John Belo and Kevin Johnson, our base umpire today. Byer working out of the stretch here. Runner on the goal. There'll be a throw down to second, and Lown is going to be in with a stolen base. And it's 1-0 now to A.J. O'Brien. And of course, as we mentioned here in our Auto Select pregame show, Sixers falling 12-9, and kind of what was a kind of a seesaw battle, sort of a moderate amount of runs between the two teams, I guess you would say. 21 runs between the two of them. So it's 2-0 now to O'Brien. 2-0 pitch. That one's going to miss now, and it's 3-0. So O'Brien likely with the take all the way on. The runner in scoring position in the form of Royce Lown. The 3-0 pitch. That one in there for a called strike. 3-1 now. Appleton, head coached by Paul DeBruin, had a chance to talk to Paul a little bit pregame here. And that one's going to hit O'Brien, so he's going to take one for the Sixers there. He'll be all right. So you're going to have runners at first and second now, and the designated hitting Caden Weinfurter now due up for the Sixers. Sixers then, second of two games here today. They'll be in action tomorrow, and I believe anyways, although I don't know this for 100% certain, but I believe they will play tomorrow morning. And that one's going to get through for a base hit. So Weinfurter with a one-out single now. So you're going to have bases loaded with Lown at third, O'Brien down at second. And a couple hits now, and the right fielder, Tony Racek, the hitter. Of course, Racek, that last name synonymous with Pacelli greatness in the form of Bob Racek, the longtime head coach over at Stevens Point Pacelli. When you think of high school football, certainly that name near the top of the list. Certainly there's many others to speak of. Jerry Sins over at Edgar, but just a little bit of fun trivia here on this Saturday afternoon. It's 1-1 now to Tony Racek. And Coach DeBruin mentioned graduating, I believe he said about 12 or 13 guys from last year's squad had a chance to call one of those games here last year at the Wisconsin Rapids American Legion tournament. A buddy of mine, Ryan Burrington's son Dawson, played his American Legion baseball over there in Appleton. Now playing over at Wisconsin Lutheran College. Just a 2-hour and 20-minute jaunt, roughly. Although it really depends on who you ride with or drive with. If you're riding with Mike over here to my right, you might get there in about an hour and 20 maybe.
Don't talk to my wife. She calls me grandpa.
Okay. That's Mike Steinwagner here, the, of course, longtime legendary voice of UW Stevens Point basketball. Hit on the ground. They're going to go to second. That one not going to be. So a run going to come across. So Lown going to score the first run. O'Brien will get to third. Weinfurter going to be safe. And Racek will reach on that. But, yeah, Mike, always enjoyed listening to you when you called the UW Stevens Point men's basketball source. A handful of championship banners there with Jack Bennett, 4 to be exact, he will say.
11 conference championships.
And 11, yes. Of course, now head coach Dernbach over there. Kent Dernbach, I should say. Hit on the ground. They'll go to one. They'll get the out at one to get Koback. Or the first out, but that will drive in the second run in the form of A.J. O'Brien, and Weinfurter going to get to third. Racek down to second. So you're going to have 2 away now for the second baseman here, Trevor Hansen, for the Sixers, with runners at second and third. Sixers strike first with 2 runs in their top half of inning number 1. That's going to miss down, though. Hansen directing a little bit of traffic over there to Weinfurter over at third. And Racek down at second. The 1-0 pitch. Yeah, on the ground over to second, playable, and the 4-3 ground out, as that is going to be Jamison Stieg over to Ethan Winkler. But the Sixers going to strike first. They'll get a couple of hits, a couple of runs. They'll leave a couple runners left on. Here we'll move to the bottom half of inning number 1. Sixers out front here, 2-0. You're listening to and watching American Legion baseball action here tonight on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part from the Hoff Favor Real Estate Group.
Vehicle maintenance is vital to your day-to-day life. That's why Auto Select of Stevens Point reminds you to be sure to schedule regular oil changes, tire rotations, and general inspections to keep your vehicle in great shape. Let the helpful, friendly staff at Auto Select ensure your vehicle continues to keep you and your passengers safe on the roads, as well as keep your vehicle functioning the way it was intended. For quality, dependable automotive care from service experts, place your trust in Auto Select of Stevens Point. At Auto Select, you're good to go.
Good evening, folks. Matt LePay here. Ridgetop Exteriors is kicking off your roof replacement like pros. Old shingles off, decking down, ice and water guard set. Textbook protection. Underlayment follows. Sealed tight like an O-line. Valleys flashed. Shingles installed row by row. Captain ventilated. The crew scoops every nail, leaving no yard marker behind. This project's wrapped. Your turn to call the play at ridgetopexteriors.com.
Oh. All right, we are back. I want to give thanks to all of our game day sponsors here today, one of them being the Rock and Roll Cafe. Find a great variety of breakfast options at the Rock and Roll Cafe. Breakfast, lunch, Friday fish fry, and service with a smile. Open daily for breakfast and lunch, and only on Stanley Street over in Stevens Point. Today's game also brought to you in part by Blinds and Designs by Kelly, Premier Auto Body, Sandon Carpet One, Stevens Point Brewery, Lee Ayers Jewelers, Point Heating and Cooling, and Portesi Pizza here. So Ethan Winkler will lead things off here. You've got Ethan Winkler, Sean Steger, Oscar Crownhart, Brody Pope, Jordan Sanders, Evan Ben Brooks, Mason Winkler, Jack Swartout, and Jamison Stieg. Tyler Cluck, the right-hander, to work for the Sixers. And a swing and a miss to Winkler, and it's 0-1. And we talked about the Rock and Roll Cafe. Certainly, if you get a chance to get over there, one of the many gems, I would say, in Stevens Point in the Rock and Roll Cafe. Monte Cristo sandwich, certainly worth every penny. It's a really great selection there now, and it's 0-2 to Ethan Winkler. The 0-2 pitch from Cluck, that one shot foul. Remain 1-2. So the double days predominantly comprised of Appleton East and Fox Valley Lutheran players here. Ethan Appleton East, and as Coach DeBruin said, I believe, anyways, was over at UW Stevens Point. So it's going to go 1-2 now to Ethan Winkler. Clock working out of the stretch here. Winkler lifts that one into the air. Playable, calling for it. Dayton Koback. Ball cap and all. A casualty there, but it's going to be okay. It's 0-1. I beg your pardon, 1 away now. So the F3 to get Winkler for out number 1. And that'll bring up Sean Steger now, the designated hitter here. So Steger and Appleton East. That one is in there for a called strike, and it's 0-1. Appleton 1-2 overall, kind of an abbreviated season, and talking to Coach DeBruin. That one in there for a called strike. It's 0-2 now. They've had a few rainouts and a few other situations here. So it's 0-2 now to Steger from Cluck, the pitch. That one going to get out of play, go foul. So Cluck working 0-2, the breaking ball, that one Just missing inside, I think, here. 1-2 now the count to Steger. Oscar Crownhart, the on-deck hitter here for the Double Days. Clock working 1-2. That one outside now, and it's even at 2-2 to Steger. A very good, perfect day here for some American Legion baseball here at the Wisconsin Rapids Quadplex. That one hit out into the air, Marschke, and that's going to be caught by Braden Marschke. Braden Marschke doing what Braden Marschke does best, and that's tracking fly balls down in center field. We saw a few of those last night. Just covering a lot of ground is Braden, and just a very, very good play there for Braden here. So you're going to have 2 away now, or the left fielder, Oscar Crownhart. And that one in there for a called strike. It's 0-1. As I understand, John Below, the home plate umpire, Kevin Johnson, the umpire on the bases here today in this one. The 0-1 pitch, that one's going to miss outside now, and it's 1-1 to Crownhart. So clock comes set here, the 1-1 offering. Breaking ball and a beauty, and it's 1-2 now to Crownhart. So Cluck, a 2 up, 2 down. So it's 1-2 now. The 1-2 pitch, that one is going to hit Crownhart. So a 2-out hit by pitch. And that'll bring up Brady Pope. Brady Pope was able to validate the pronunciation there. It looks like Pop, but it is actually pronounced Pope, according to Coach DeBruin here. So you have 2 away now for Pope, the third baseman here, and Cluck with Crownhart, the runner, down at first. That one is in there for a called strike now, and it is 0-1. Doubleday is in the yellow jersey tops, the white pants here. Check back on the runner there. And perfectly mowed, manicured grass every day here at the Wisconsin Rapids Quadplex here. Perfectly green as well. That one is in there for a called strike now, and it's 0-2 to Brady Pope. So Cluck he'll check back on the runner. That one's going to get away from, go back there, and that's going to get Crownhart down to second. He's going to make the turn, and he's going to get all the way to third there. So now just 90 feet away here from what would be the Doubleday's first run of the game. Sixers out on the scoreboard here, first 2-0. Clock working here, 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. That one will miss. 1-2 now. Jordan Sanders, the on-deck hitter here for the Doubledays. And Appleton, again, as you mentioned, they'll play again at 6 o'clock. And I believe that game, Mike Steinwagner will be on the call for that one. That one is in there for a called third strike. And that is a Servpro strikeout here today for Tyler Cluck. You can call Servpro with a number one choice in cleanup and restoration. Servpro like it never happened. 1 away, or 1 inning complete, I should say. We'll move to the second inning play you're listening to and watching American Legion baseball action here today on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part from the Hofffavor Real Estate Group.
Mega Custom Apparel, your local source for quality, custom decorated clothing and products. Discover a wide range of products from corporate casual wear to team uniforms, promotional items, sporting goods, and awards. Don't settle for less. With our in-house production, we will make your name or event stand out with custom sports jerseys, branded cooler bags, and personalized can coolers. Celebrate team success with custom awards and promotional items. At Mega Custom Apparel, we put your brand first. Explore your options today at MedaCustom.com.
I got referred to the orthodontist, and I was really nervous, but in my 2-year process, the staff was very welcoming and very kind to me. My brother also had treatment here, and he was very happy with the smile. I'd recommend Bruce Orthodontics to all my friends and family that want a beautiful smile just like us.
When I come in for my appointment, the wait is really short. All of the workers are very kind and sweet. They try to make sure that everything in my mouth is just right after my checkup, and Dr. Bruce is very nice.
I'd love the opportunity to meet you and transform your smile.
Call us to set up your free consultation today.
All right, we are back here. So top of 2, Tyson Holmes, the hitter. So Holmes, the number 8 hitter here for the Sixers. That one in there for a called strike. So it's 1-2 now to Tyson Holmes. And that one, third strike, throw back down, and they're going to get Holmes for the first out here. Again, we are in the top half of inning number 2. Our scoreboard sponsor here today, Nasonville Dairy. Of course, the Sixers strike first, 2 runs in their half of inning number 1. That'll bring up Colton Waddlevage now for the Sixers. That one lifted into the air. That is going to be caught out in shallow right field. So the F9 for the second out here. So Waddlevage retired, and then he'll be back to the top of the order now for Braden Marschke. Marschke 0 for 1 here today in this one. That ball hit nearly the same spot, going back, and that one caught as well. And that'll be a 3-up, 3-down inning, so no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We'll move to the bottom half of inning number 2. You're listening to and watching American Legion baseball action here today on Zaleski Sports, brought to you from the Hoff Favor Real Estate Group.
Welcome to the competition where only the best healthcare plans rise to the top. Megasure.
Presenting Paperwork Pound Cake, a half-baked plan with flaky service sprinkled on top.
Ooh. Next up, Security Health Plan.
I call this one the Sweet Security. It has high-quality coverage folded in, and it's frosted with award-winning local service that's sweet but never sugar-coated.
That's a slice of better.
Chef Security, congratulations. Truly the recipe for better.
We have team members in our lives, whether it's this or that or friends, and he's my team member that look for my best interest. And he said, we're going to get you up walking without the walker. And I'm like, oh, really? And he says, yeah, we are. I'm really grateful from the bottom of my heart to Shai and his staff because they made the impossible seem possible.
Call to set up a free, no obligation evaluation. Next Step Prosthetics, the fit for you.
Right, we are back here. Want to give thanks to all of our game day sponsors, one of them being Made Custom. Made Custom Apparel specializes in providing quality decorated apparel, including from corporate casual team uniforms and promotional items to sporting goods and awards. Find just what you need to keep you looking great. Learn more at madecustom.com. So 5, 6, and 7 due up here for the double days. You'll have Jordan Sanders, Evan Benbrooks, and then Mason Winkler for the double days here. On the bottom half of inning number 2, Tyler Cluck out to work the second inning here for the Sixers. Stevens Point with a couple of hits in the game here today. All of those in the first inning. It's 1-0 now to Sanders. That one hit out into shallow right field, ranging over to make the play there for the Sixers is the right fielder there in Tony Racek. So you'll have one away now. And if you're scoring at home, the F9 to retire Sanders, and that'll bring up the number 6 hitting Evan Benbrooks, the center fielder here for Appleton, with Cluck working from the stretch now for Stevens Point. That one misses outside to Ben Brooks now, and it is 1-0. So this is the 1 o'clock game. Started probably just after about quarter past the hour or so. Of course, first game started at 10:30, and you had just that little break in between. Second game of the day here for the Sixers. The 2-0 pitch, that one hit over to Hansen. He'll range over and makes a good play there, but the throw not going to be there, and Ben Brooks. And we'll see if they score that hit. That was going to be a tough play, I guess. They're going to see how staff here scores that. I'm thinking probably a base hit. But that was going to be a tough play. And that would be a hit. Yeah, hit for Ben Brooks here. Kind of what I thought, but I like to be sure either way. So Mason Winkler now, the catcher, the number 7 hitter. That one fouled back, and it's 0-1 now to Winkler. With Ben Brooks down at first here for the Doubledays. 1 out. Sixers out front here, 2-0 on our Nasonville Dairy scoreboard. Miles Detroit doing our production here today. Was on the call of the first game. Did a good job, did Miles here. So Ryan Rasmussen also here providing some knowledge, moral support, and maybe all of the above here today. He's going to supervise all of us here up in the press box, does Ryan. But he does it so well. The 1-1 pitch, that one outside. It's 2-1 now to Winkler. So, and again, hard to believe. And of course, the Sixers will host the Ed Kardak Firecracker Classic Tournament next weekend up at Stevens Point. Hit on the ground over to short. The flip to 2. They'll try for 2 and not going to be in time. So a fielder's choice to get the second out here. So you'll have 2 out here. You'll have a courtesy runner here in the form of Caden Laumer, the number 3 there for the Doubledays. So he'll courtesy run for Winkler, the catcher here, and Cluck will work here with 2 away. And Jack Swarthout, and that one. So that's going to get Laumer down to second. And it's going to go to 1-0 to Jack Swarthout. Jamison Stieg, the on-deck hitter here for Doubledays. A.J. O'Brien will call time. A few words of encouragement. Want to give thanks today to Simplicity Credit Union. They bring home the win with great mobile options and the right loan for your family, your business, or your home. Check them out at simplicity.coop today, and only at Simplicity Credit Union here. So it's 1-0 now to Swarthout. As Cluck comes set here working from the stretch here for the Sixers. That's going to miss down. And it's going to go 2-0 now. Laumer down at second here with a lead. And a runner in scoring position here for Appleton. The 2-0 offering here from Cluck. That one fouled, goes out of play now, and it's 2-1. So Appleton with a hit. Looking to try to get onto our Nasonville Dairy scoreboard here, trailing in this one 2-0. Cluck's 2-1 pitch. Off speed, that one just misses now. So count will go to 3-1. A hitter's count now for Jack Swarthout. Cluck from the stretch, the 3-1 pitch. And that's going to be ball 4. So Swarthout with a 2-out walk. And that'll bring up the number 9 hitting number 25 and second baseman here in Jamison Stieg. So yes, as we mentioned, the Sixers will host a tournament of their own up in Stevens Point, or over in Stevens Point, I guess, technically. That'll be starting Friday, Saturday, Sunday tournament. That one in there for a called strike now, and it's 0-1 to Stieg. We'll have a number of those games out at the Ed Kardak Firecracker Classic on Zaleski Sports. Hopefully a nice crowd. You'll have Riverfront Rendezvous going on in Stevens Point. Always kind of a pretty big amount of happenings up in Stevens Point during the 4th of July. 1-1 now to Stieg. The biggest thing is ensuring that Mother Nature cooperates, because that doesn't always happen. That one hit up the middle, hit sharply. Hansen going to range over, but that's... And they're going to come home, and it's going to be a situation where... And both base runners safe there, so that... But Stieg with a hit. That ball hit sharply for Jamison Stieg. So now you're going to have bases loaded here with Winkler. I beg your pardon, that's Lammer down at third, Swartout down at second. Stieg, the second hit of the game here for the Double Days, and back to the top of the order now for Ethan Winkler, who's 0 for 1 here today, as he popped up to first base in his first at-bat here. But kind of one of those situations where you had maybe a chance to get that runner there, maybe a little crossed signal on the base path. Either way, no harm done, as all runners able to get back, and fastball is in there to Ethan Winkler now, and it's 0-1. Cluck. The 0-1 pitch. That one fouled back, and it's quickly 0-2 now to Ethan Winkler. So Clockwork and the 0-2 pitch. And that one just missing inside. 1-2 now. The 1-2 pitch. And that one ricocheted foul there, and it's 1-2. Tyler Cluck now at 40 pitches unofficially, at least according to our, we'll call it our Nasonville Dairy scoreboard here. It's 1-2 now from Cluck. That one outside, 2-2. The Double Days last in action, a 4-2 victory last night over Kaukauna right here in this American Legion tournament here in Wisconsin Rapids. The 2-2 pitch from Cluck. And they'll check to see if he went. They'll say he did not, as they will appeal to the base umpire now, and it's 3-2 to Ethan Winkler. Three-two pitch. And that one going to be outside, so that's going to draw a walk. That's going to bring in the first run of the game here. So now 2-1 on our Nasonville Dairy scoreboard here, and Sean Steger, the hitter, was 0 for 1 here tonight. He flew out to Braden Marschke out in center back in the first. Again, bases loaded here for the Double Days. Clock's pitch. That one misses high, and it's 1-0. Steger, the designated hitter here today for the Double Days. As we've mentioned a time or two, Appleton will play again at 6 o'clock against Marshfield Post 54. That one hit out to right field. That's going to get down for a hit. 1 run coming across, and a second run going to score. And you're going to get Winkler caught in a pickle here. And that one going to get the tag for the third and final out. So we will sort all of that out here, but 2 runs are going to come across in that one. 2 innings are complete. We'll move to the top half of inning number 3. You're listening to and watching American Legion baseball action here tonight on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part from the Hoff Favor Real Estate Group.
Excuse me, is this carpet stain resistant?
No, doesn't seem like it is. Sorry.
For advice from real flooring experts and huge savings on stain-resistant flooring, visit Carpet One. Carpet One Floor and Home. Right now at your local Carpet One, you can get help from our flooring experts while saving big and enjoying special financing on beautiful floors for your home. Come see us today.
Does your roof need attention? Don't replace it, restore it with Seamless Commercial Roofing. Our process is guaranteed and a fraction of the cost of replacement with no downtime. When your roof needs attention, call Seamless Commercial Roofing in Marshfield. Is it time to replace your old gutters? Call Schwartz Seamless Gutters and protect your home with new seamless technology. No seams, no leaks. With free estimates in 2 days or less and workmanship guaranteed, our service is as seamless as our gutters.
Thank you. All right, we are back here. We're in the top of 3 here. Royce Lown to lead things off here for the Sixers. And popping that one up, coming in from third base there to making the play there is Brady Pope, number 4 there. So 1 away now. So 1 away now for the catcher, and A.J. O'Brien, who was hit by a pitch, but did score a run in his last trip here for the Sixers. So Appleton with 3 runs on the 3 hits. And they're half of inning number 2 to take that 1-run lead here on our Nasonville Dairy scoreboard here. Clock fouling that, O'Brien fouling that back. So it's 0-1 now to A.J. O'Brien. Luke Byer working his 3rd inning here for the Double Days. Right around 30 pitches here on our unofficial tally. So the one's wild on the board here, 1-1 now to O'Brien with 1 away. That one misses down. It's 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. That hit out to center field. That's going to be a base hit. So A.J. O'Brien with a 1-out single. So he's been on base both times today. And that'll bring up the designated hitter now, and Caden Weinfurter, who singled back in the first. Caden 1 for 1 here today. Byer comes set. That one misses outside. 1-0 now to Weinfurter. Caden doing the designated hitting in this one. 1-0 pitch. That one lifted into the air. Coming in shallow right field to get Weinfurter for the 2nd out here, the F9. And then I'll bring up the right fielder now, and Tony Racek, who reached on an error back in the 1st. So we'll get a courtesy runner there for A.J. O'Brien, the catcher. And we'll see who that is. Looks like that is Zach Piasek, I believe, number 66. At least that's what it looks like it is anyway. So check back on Zach from Byer. The Sixers with a hit here in this half inning. Trailing here 3-2. Breaking ball, throw down to second, and that one not going to be in time, and a head-first slide there and a stolen base. So now you're going to have an 0-1 count to Racek. The 0-1 pitch. And that is going to get down. That's going to be a base hit. And you're going to have the runners now at the corner here. So Racek with a 2-out base hit. And that's going to bring up Dayton Kobach here, the number 6 hitter here. He's 0 for 1 today. Grounded to first, back in the first. Want to give thanks to all of our game day sponsors here today. One of them being Bruce Orthodontics. Bruce Orthodontics provides comprehensive orthodontic care for patients of all ages. They are now accepting new patients at their Marshfield office and accept most insurances at Bruce Orthodontics. They're changing lives one smile at a time. Set up a free consultation here today. So 2 away now for Kobach. Runners at the corner. And Racek. So they're going to throw it home. And that one, they're going to say out at home. So the out at home there to get. So the Sixers will come up with a couple hits, no runs. We'll move to the bottom half of inning number 3. You are listening to and watching American Legion baseball action here today on Zaleski Sports, brought to you from the Hoffavor Real Estate Group.
Is your business, church, or organization getting a fair deal on your copier contracts? Do you even know how much you're spending? Bauernfeind Business Technologies has been in the office technology industry for 70 years. We have an award-winning service department, and customers love our fair and flexible service contracts. If you're currently a customer, thank you. If you currently work with one of our competitors, let's talk. We can tell you if you're overpaying or getting a good deal. BBT, we want to be the easiest vendor you work with. b-bt.com.
At Nicolay Bank, a great rate isn't new or trendy. Our Real Rewards checking has offered 3.00% annual percentage yield since 2011, earning customers over $30 million in interest. Join your friends and neighbors in experiencing Real Rewards checking and get excited to earn 3% more. See terms and apply at nicolaybank.com. Nicolay Bank. Real people, real conversations.
All right, we are back here. We're bottom 3 as Miles Detroit giving me the thumbs up here for bottom half of inning number 3. We'll have 3, 4, and 5 due up. Oscar Crownhart, Brady Pope, and Jordan Sanders. Oscar was hit by a pitch in his last plate appearance back in the first. So Tyler Cluck to work the third here for the Sixers. That one outside, and it is 1-0 now to Crownhart. Clock working out of the stretch here for Stevens Point. Fastball catches the outer half now, and it's 1-1. So good pitch there from Cluck. The 1-1 pitch. That one going to go foul, chop foul, and it's 1-2 now to Crownhart. So Stevens Point playing their third game in 2 days here. Falling last night to Marshfield and then falling to Kaukauna here today. That one drilled out into left field. That'll be down for a base hit. So a leadoff single for Oscar Crownhart. And that will bring up Brady Pope, the third baseman, who is 0 for 1 here today. Struck out looking back in inning number 1. Crownhart aboard here for the Double Days. Bottom half of inning number 3 here. Appleton out front 3-2. On our Nasonville Dairy scoreboard showing bunt, and that one is going to hit Brady Pope. So now you're going to have a couple of runners on, nobody out here in the shortstop, and Jordan Sanders. Jordan 0 for 1 here today. Flew out to right field back in inning number 2. baseball on the field here, so track that one down. So you're going to have a couple runners on. Crownhart down at second, Pope down at first. Sanders the hitter. Cluck working out of the stretch here for Stevens Point, the pitch. That one in there for a called strike, and it's 0-1 now to Sanders. Infield playing in and bunt. That one going to go foul now, and it's going to go to 0-2 now to Sanders. So Sanders working here. The 0-2 pitch from Cluck. Breaking ball. That one just misses down. It's 1-2 to Sanders. Evan Benbrooks, the on-deck hitter here for Appleton. And nobody out here. Bottom half inning number 3. Appleton clinging to that 3-2 lead here. Cluck working here, 1-2. The pitch to Sanders. Breaking ball. That one just misses now. So it is even at 2-2. To Jordan Sanders. This game started at around 1:15 or so, roughly. So about 45 or so minutes into this one. That one fouled back. So we'll do it again here, 2-2. I give thanks to Sherrill Tire and Auto Service. Save up to $140 on new tires at Sherrill Tire and Auto Service now through June on 4 Goodyear tires. With locations in Stevens Point, Wisconsin Rapids, Wausau, and Marshfield, only at Sherrill Tire and Auto Service here. So Cluck, the 2-2 pitch to Sanders. Breaking ball, that one just outside now, so count will go to full. Cluck with some good movement on that that curveball here. So 3-2 the count. Pitch to Sanders. That one's going to miss, ball 4 now. So you're going to have bases loaded here with Crownhart down to third, Pope down to second, Sanders aboard at first, and the center fielder here at number 34, Evan Benbrooks, who's 1 for 1 here today, singled back in the second. So potential to really inflict some damage here with nobody out and the bases loaded. That one will miss out, and it's 1-0 now to Benbrooks. Cluck, 1-0 pitch. That one misses down, and it's 2-0. So Cluck now around 58 pitches here. The 2-0 pitch. That one's going to miss outside. So count now goes to 3-0. Certainly nowhere to put Benbrooks here with bases loaded. Clock working from the stretch here, the 3-0 pitch. Fastball is in there, and it's 3-1 now. Three-one pitch, a swing and a miss, and a fastball. So comes to 3-2 now. So Cluck goes to 3-2 now. The 3-2 pitch. That one hit on the ground, chance for 2. They'll flip it to 2, throw across to 1. That one not going to get there. One run going to come, second run coming across here, and you'll have base runners They'll have runners now at second here, so a couple runs going to come across to score there. So now Mason Winkler, the hitter. That one outside. That one foul back. One pitch to Mason Winkler from Cluck. That one just missed. Now it goes 2-1 to Mason Winkler, who hit into a fielder's choice and scored a run back in the second here for Appleton. Appleton now with that 5-2 lead. The 2-1 pitch. That one in there for a called strike, and it's even at 2-2 now. So Ben Brooks, the runner, down at second here, one away, and 2-2 pitch from Cluck to Winkler. So both Oscar Crownhart and Brody Pope scoring runs 4 and 5 here for the Doubledays. The 2-2 pitch, that one hit on the ground, and good stop there, but that's going to be a base hit. So Winkler, so now you will have runners at the corner, one away now, and looks like we'll get Caden Lammer will do the courtesy running over at first with one away, and Jack Swartout, the hitter, who walked and scored a run in his first plate appearance back in the second. With Ben Brooks at third, Lammer, the runner, at first. Cluck will disengage and reset here for the Sixers. Lammer with a lead at first. Bunt shown, that one bunted foul. So it goes to 0-1 now to Swartout. Jamison Stieg, the on-deck hitter here for the Doubledays. Again, one out. Appleton with 3 runs in their half of inning number 2. 2 runs here in this half of inning number 3 here. The pitch from Cluck. Runner on the go. Throw down to second is not going to get there, and a run going to come across to score in the form of Evan Benbrooks. And Caden Lammer going to get down to second on that one. Swartout. Cluck comes set here, the offering, and that one misses. So it's 2-1 now to Jack Swartout. Lammer, the runner, down at second here. 3 runs are in here for the Doubledays in their half of inning number 3. That one fouled back, goes out of play. Count goes now to even at 2-2. Cluck's 2-2 pitch. That one's going to miss outside, and Lammer will retreat back to second there. Had a pretty good lead there on the base paths for the Doubledays here, so it's 3-2 count now to Swartout. Cluck's 3-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss. And down on strikes, and that's a Servpro strikeout, the second here today for Tyler Cluck. So you'll have 2 away now for Jamison Stieg, who singled and scored a run back in the second. And Caden Laumer down at second here with 2 away now. Cluck. Fastball, and that one in there for a called strike. It's 0-1 now to Jamison Stieg. The 0-1 pitch here from Tyler Cluck. That one hit on the ground to Hansen at second. He'll glove it and make the play. The 4-3 ground out to get Stieg for the third and final out. But Appleton will come up with 3 runs in that frame and a couple hits. They'll leave a runner left. 3 are complete. We'll move to the top half of inning number 4 here. 6-2 Appleton out front. You're listening to and watching American Legion baseball action here today on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part from the Hoffavor Real Estate Group.
So, after a couple years of this, it's time for more money and better opportunities. That's where Mid-State Technical College comes in.
Are you a born leader? Is hospitality your thing? Maybe you're into efficiency. Or do you love building teams? No matter your path, we've got cutting-edge classes with field-trained professionals and better tuition options. So stop getting by and level up today.
If you ask us, picking out new furniture should be fun, and when you work with us, it is. Home Furniture's free design assistance in your home or in our store. We make the process as easy as possible by helping you envision what your furniture and your room will look like. What inspires you? Visit Home Furniture today to create a single sofa or an entire room. We'll help you bring it all together. Dream it, create it, love it. Home Furniture's free design assistance, West Grand Avenue, Wisconsin Rapids, and Post Road in Plover.
Right, we are back here, top 4 here, and Luke Beyer out to work the 4th here. You'll have 6, 7, and 8 here for the Sixers. Dayton Kobach will lead things off. He's 0 for 1 here today. That one lifted into the air and playable, calling for it and making the play there is Jordan Sanders, the shortstop, so 1 away here now. So you'll have the second baseman here in Trevor Hansen, 0 for 1 today. Byers' pitch misses down. It's 1-0 to Hansen. Byers' 1-0 pitch to Hansen. That one hit foul. We give thanks to all of our game day sponsors for helping us make all of these game production and broadcasts possible on Zaleski Sports. That one, a called strike to Hansen now, and it's 1-2 to Trevor. The 1-2 pitch. That one gonna go foul. So we'll do it all over again here. 1-2 for Hansen from Beyer. Luke now working in the 4th. Couple of strikeouts here today for Luke. The 1-2 pitch. That one outside now, and it's 2-2. Tyson Holmes, the on-deck hitter here for the Sixers. Of course, Tyson finished off his high school season over at Stevens Point. Pacelli did Tyson. A chance to do a number of those games as well for Zaleski Sports. So 2-2 now from Beyer to Hansen. Beyer working from the windup, the pitch. That one hit out to left center, making the play out there in left center. Ranging over from left, second out. Was Oscar Crownhart now. So you'll have 2 away now for the aforementioned Tyson Holmes, who's 0 for 1 here today, struck out in the second. And Byer working out of the windup here. The pitch to Holmes. Off speed, that one misses now. 1-0 to Holmes. That one going to miss outside, so 2-0. We are in the top half of inning number 4 here with Appleton out front here 6-2. The 5 hits, the 6 runs. Sixers with the 4 hits, then 2 runs here. Holmes, that one going to get just outside of the outstretched arms. That's going to be a hit. That was a good effort, though, nonetheless. So Holmes. So now that'll bring up Colton Wadalevich, who in that first game had a just an outstanding diving catch out in left field. Game number 1 against Kaukauna here. So Holmes, the runner at first. That one's going to miss inside now to Wadalevich, and it is 1-0. Colton 0 for 1 here today. Flew out to right field back in inning number 2 here with Holmes, the runner at first. Byers 1-0 pitch. Making ball. That one is in there for a called strike now. 1-1 now. Again, 2 outs here. Top half of inning number 4. Holmes with a lead down at first. The 1-1 pitch to Wadalevich. That one fouled back. 1-2 now. Holmes going to foul that one. May have gotten a piece himself in that, but we'll do it all again here. 1-2. Byers 1-2 pitch with Holmes down at first. That one smashed over to third. Good play there. And the 5-3 to get Wadalevich for the third and final out. Sixers come up with a hit. No runs, no errors. A runner left here. We'll move to the bottom half of inning number 4. 6-2 on our Nasonville Dairy scoreboard in favor of Appleton. You're listening to and watching American Legion Baseball here today on Zaleski Sports, brought to you from the Hoff-Favor Real Estate Group.
Simple, clear, helpful, and built around you. This isn't just a new building, it's a new experience for our members and for the Stevens Point community. Now it's easier than ever to stop in when it works for you. With 24/7 drive-through access, our services fit your schedule, not the other way around. Here at Simplicity, that's the kind of experience we believe in. You'll still see the same friendly faces, now in a space designed to serve you better and enhance the community we're proud to be a part of. We can't wait to welcome you in.
Are you tired of being a boring old tree, bird, or mythical war hero? Find the right job for you at Express Employment. Stop today and discuss positions that fit your abilities and qualifications, leading you to the perfect job. Always local, always strategically selected to match your skill set with local employers. There's a perfect job out there. Let Express Employment professionals help you find it. In Wausau, Stevens Point, Medford, and Marshfield. Find jobs and apply online at expresspros.com.
All right, we are back. Want to give thanks today to Little Scholars Childcare. Little Scholars and Little Scholars Beginnings are 2 beautiful childcare and preschools in Stevens Point, offering early child learning for infants through 4K. You'll find great facilities and a comfortable environment to help your child grow. Visit littlescholars.com. So Ethan Winkler will lead things off here in the bottom half of inning number 4 here for the Double Days. Ethan is 0 for 1 here today. Popped up to first, walked in his second plate appearance, third trip to the dish here. That one misses to Winkler now, and it is 1-0. So Tyler Cluck out to work inning number 4 here. And around, looks like 76 pitches on the pitch tally there. That one hit over in the hole. Hansen not going to be able to get to it. And that is going to be a base hit for Ethan Winkler. So a leadoff single now, and that'll bring up Sean Steger, who is 1 for 2 here today, a 2 RBI single back in inning number 2. So now Ethan Winkler aboard at first here. Appleton with that 6-2 lead. Again, we're in the bottom of the 4th here. Winkler on the run, throw down from O'Brien down to second is not going to be in time, and Winkler going to steal second base on that one. So now a runner in scoring position in the form of Ethan Winkler. So it's 0-1 now to Steger. Cluck from the stretch. Good lead there by Winkler. A swing and a miss. And it'll go 0-2 now to Steger. The 0-2 pitch from Cluck to Steger with Winkler a pretty nice lead down at second. That one hit out of play. That's going to go foul. So we'll do it all again here. 0-2. Cluck set from the stretch. The 0-2 pitch. And that one in there for a called third strike, and that is the third Servpro strikeout here today for Tyler Cluck. So one away now for Oscar Crownhard, who is 1 for 1 here today. Was hit by a pitch in the first and then singled with a run scored back in inning number 3. Ethan Winkler, the runner at second. With a pretty decent lead here. That one is going to hit Crownhart, and that's going to be the second time that he is going to be hit by a pitch in this one today. So now you're going to have one away here, and Brady Pope. I find myself wanting to say Brody every single time, but it's Brady Pope here. So hitting with one down, he was hit by a pitch, scored a run in the third. Cluck working out of the stretch for the Sixers. The pitch to Pope. That one is in there for a called strike. It's 0-1 now to Pope. Cluck set from the stretch. The 0-1 offering. That one fouled. Count will go now to 0-2. With Jordan Sanders, the on-deck hitter here for the Double Days. Appleton currently with that 4-run lead here, 6-2 in the bottom half of inning number 4. Cluck. 0-2 pitch. That one outside. 1-2 now. To Pope. Cluck's 1-2 pitch. Time will be called for here. So Winkler, the base runner at second. Crownhart down at first. Cluck now working 1-2. And that one in there for a called third strike, and a good breaking ball there for the second out here, and the fourth Servpro strikeout here today for Tyler Cluck. So 2 down for Jordan Sanders, who is 0 for 1 here today. Flew out to right field back in the second and then walked in the third. Third trip to the plate here for Sanders today. Cluck. Fastball in there, and it's 0-1 now to Sanders. The one offering from Cluck to Sanders. That one misses out now. 1-1 the count. Appleton again hitting here in the home half of inning number 4 here. It's 1-1 now to Sanders. One pitch. That one outside now, 2-1. Cluck's 2-1 pitch. That one hit out to Marschke in center, and he will make the play there in center field. So the F8 to get Sanders for the third and final out here, the fourth. A couple runners left here, a hit, no runs, 4 are complete. We'll move to the 5th inning of play, 6-2 on your Nasonville Dairy scoreboard. In favor of Appleton, you're listening to and watching American Legion Baseball here today on Zaleski Sports, brought to you from the Hoffavor Real Estate Group.
The auto service specialist at Sherrill Tire and Auto Service can change your oil, fix your brakes, align your vehicle, make that check engine light go away, and more. Great service from great people at Sherrill Tire and Auto Service. Find your location at SherrillTire.com.
Want to save even more at Fleet Farm? Sign up for Fleet Rewards for exclusive offers and deals. Earn points every time you shop. 500 points gets you a $5 reward. It's free and easy to sign up, in-store or online. Plus, earn rewards even faster with the Fleet Rewards credit card. Get 4 times the points every time you use your Fleet Rewards credit card. Start shopping and start saving even more with Fleet Rewards at Fleet Farm.
All right, we are back. Want to give thanks today to all of our game day sponsors, one of them being Ridge Top Exteriors. Just like these players bring their best to the field, Ridge Top Exteriors brings top-tier performance to your home. Roofing, siding, windows, and doors, Ridge Top Exteriors has the winning strategy to protect your home. Visit ridgetopexteriors.com. So we move to the 5th inning here. Braden Marschke will lead things off here in the visiting half of inning number 5 here. So 1, 2, and 3 due up here for the Sixers, trailing here 6-2. And Luke Byer out to work his 5th inning of work. That one fouled back. And it goes now to 0-1. So Luke pitching very, very efficiently, unofficially at 53 pitches it looks like. And 0-1 now to Marschke. That one hit out to right field. Play is going to be made in right there. The F9 will get Marschke for the first out here, and that'll bring up Royce Lown here, who is 1 for 2 today. He singled and scored a run along with a stolen base back in inning number 1, and then flew over to third base in the 3rd here. So Byers pitched that one outside to Lown. It's 1-0. Sixers with 5 hits, 2 runs on the 5 hits. Byers 1-0 pitch. Off speed, that one misses down, 2-0. Byer working out of the windup here for the Doubledays, a 2-0 pitch. That one catches the zone, and it's 2-1 now to Lown. 2-1 pitch. That one is down now, so it's a hitter's count. 3-1 to Royce Lown. 3-1 pitch. And that will be ball 4, so a 1-out walk. And that'll bring up A.J. O'Brien, who's been on base both times here today, as he was hit by a pitch back in the 1st and then singled back in the 3rd here. He's got a run scored as well here today. Scored one of the 2 runs for the Sixers. So now you've got Lown at first. You've got 1 out here on the top of the 5th here. Sixers trailing here 6-2. Byer checking back on Lown at first. As Winkler will apply the tag there to Royce. Royce with a lead at first. Byer from the stretch, the pitch. That one perfectly executed. As Lown on the move on that one, and he will get down to third there. So well executed run there. So is Lown going to get down to third. O'Brien with his second hit here in this one. So you're going to have runners at the corner now, and Caden Weinfurter, who is 1 for 2 here today. We'll get a few words here on the hill here for Appleton. Want to give thanks to all of our game day sponsors. Nicolay Bank. Nicolay Bank offers personal banking at its best. Locations in Stevens Point, Wausau, Colby, Medford, Edgar, and Merrill. Or learn more at nicolaybank.com. So a chat out at the hill there. So you're going to have runners at the corner with Lown at third. O'Brien down at first here, the one out. And Weinfurter, the hitter here for Stevens Point. Byer working out of the stretch for the Double Days, as he will come set here. Runner on the go. Throw down to second, and O'Brien going to get in with a stolen base now. So you're going to have a couple of runners in scoring position now for Stevens Point. And first game, kind of a back and forth game for the Sixers. They ultimately fell in that one 12-9 at the hands of Kaukauna. But that game kind of, again, sort of a seesaw battle, if you will. It's 1-1 now to Weinfurter with one away. The offering from Byer, that one foul goes out of play, and it's 1-2 now to Caden Weinfurter. And that ball hit out to right field. That one ranging back, making the play. Good play out there. Tag is on. Both base runners going to come across, and Lown going to score the third run here on the RBI sac fly for Weinfurter. So now you're going to have two away here, but the Sixers do get a run here. And Tony Racek, the hitter, that one will miss now, and it's 1-0. So Racek, 1 for 2 here today. Singled in the third. Reached on an error back in the first. So it goes to 2-0 now to Tony Racek. The 2-0 pitch. That one catches the outer half now, and it's 2-1. O'Brien, the runner, down at third for the Sixers, cutting that lead. It's now a 6-3 deficit here for the Sixers. That one outside. It's 3-1. Byer, 3-1 pitch. That one outside, and it is ball 4. So runners now at the corner, and Dayton Kobach, the hitter. So 2 outs here. We are in the top of inning number 5 here. Again, 6-3 in favor of the Double Days here of Appleton on our Nasonville Dairy scoreboard. Kobach, who popped up to short back in the 4th. Runner on the go. Throw down is going to have a pickle. They're going to throw it home, and that's going to get the run across. So O'Brien going to come in to score the 4th run there. And Racek now at second. So now it's a 2-run game here, 6-4. So Sixers now with a couple of runs of their own here, and they're half of inning number 5 here, and it's 0-1 now to Kobach. Wind starting to ever so slightly pick up, at least in the booth here. That one going to get fouled back. That and Winkler there, right at the fencing there to get Kobach. I thought maybe that one was going to carry out, but it did not. So But the Sixers are going to come up with a couple of runs to trim that deficit to 2 now, 6-4 in favor of Appleton. You're listening to and watching American Legion Baseball here today on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part from the Hoffavor Real Estate Group.
The quality materials that was used when the house was built were below builder grade. I wanted to do something a little exciting, add a little bit of color, a little bit of texture. The Infinity team took time to get to know us. He wanted to know what we wanted. Once he saw my design, he says, well, let's make this happen. It's a big project. Just changed the whole look of the house, and it looks like a brand new home. The Infinity team treated us like we were their family. I would recommend Infinity to anybody.
Hello, Wisconsin. Felt's Dairy Store in Stevens Point is your spot for family fun. Wisconsin style at the farm. Come have an ice cream or some of their daily made fresh cheese curds while observing the robotic barn milking the cows. Ask for a tour of the farm or let the kids see the cows up close. Various Wisconsin-made dairy and beef products, seasonal decor, and outdoor activities are just the start of the family fun that awaits you at the Felt's Dairy Store, just a half mile from Walmart in Stevens Point. Felt's Dairy Store, food, family, and fun.
All right, we are back, bottom 5 here for this one here. 6-4 now, your score on our Nasonville Dairy scoreboard here today. And Tyler, beg your pardon, that is Braden Marschke, so a new pitcher here for the Sixers. That's number 16, Braden Marschke. B-Mar, as he might be so affectionately known as here for the Sixers. Want to give thanks to each and every one of our game day sponsors, one of them being Stevens Point Orthopedics. Stevens Point Orthopedics proudly continues to offer complimentary sports physicals to Central Wisconsin athletes. Call 715-344-0701 to schedule your appointment this summer. That's 715-344-0701. And only at Stevens Point Orthopedics. And as we mentioned here, schedule your appointment this summer. And hard to believe, summer, well, I guess we really truly are only about 6 or so days into summer here, officially on the 21st, if you're keeping track. And the 4th of July just right around the corner here, as the Sixers will host, as we mentioned here, the Ed Kardak Firecracker Classic. We'll have a few games, a number of games, in fact, on Zaleski Sports. Wausau and Beaver Dam at 3 o'clock on Friday, Wausau and Oshkosh at 5:30 on Friday, and then the Sixers and Oshkosh at 8 o'clock on Friday night. And then on Saturday, Wausau and Middleton at 11:30, Middleton and Stevens Point at 4:30, and then Beaver Dam and Stevens Point at 7 o'clock. Again, that's the Ed Kardak Firecracker Classic up at Leo Cub Manchesky Field, Buchholz Park up in Stevens Point. Braden Marschke now to work the 5th here for the Sixers. And Evan Benbrooks the hitter. So 6, 7, and 8 here now for Appleton. That one is going to miss out, so it's 1-0 to Benbrooks. Evan 1 for 2 today. Singled in the second, hit into a fielder's choice with a run. Scored ultimately, though, in the third. And it's 2-0 now here in the home half of inning number 5. 6-4 again, your score. Both teams with 6 hits. That one drilled over to Hansen at second. He'll glove it and throw it. And the 4-3 ground out to get out number 1 here, as he'll retire Benbrooks. 4-3 if you're scoring at home, and it's 1 away now, and Mason Winkler, the catcher now. Mason 1 for 2 here today. Singled in the third. Hit into a 6-4 fielder's choice back in the second, I should say, with a run scored. That one a swing and a miss from Marschke now, and it's 0-1. Of course, Noah Marschke, the older brother who played his American Legion baseball here with the Sixers, had a stellar high school career, played junior college, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he is going to Troy next season, if I'm not mistaken. I could be completely off on that, but that's my understanding. It's 0-2 now to Winkler. The 0-2 pitch from Marschke. That one ripped up the middle. That's going to be a base hit. So Winkler with his second hit here of the afternoon. Mason Winkler now. So that'll bring up Jack Swartout, who is 0 for 1 today. Walked with a run scored in the second and then struck out in the third. His third trip here. And Braden Marschke represents the second pitcher utilized here for the Sixers here today, as he comes on in favor, or in relief, I should say, of Tyler Cluck, who started this one. That one is in there for a called strike to Swartout. 0-1 with Mason Winkler at first. The 0-1 pitch, that one lifted into the air. That is play going to be made there. Royce Lown to make the play there. Covering some ground there to get Swartout for the second out. So that's going to bring up number 3 here, who will hit in the number 9 spot. That is Caden Lammer, who we've seen on the base paths a couple of times as a courtesy runner here today. First appearance at the dish here for the Double Days. So he'll hit with 2 away. Marschke, the pitch to Lammer. That one in there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch to Caden Lammer. That one hit on the ground over to short. And throw's going to be a little low, so that's going to get both base runners, as Lammer, are going to reach on that one. Winkler will get to third, and Lammer going to reach on the air back to the top of the order now, and Ethan Winkler, who singled back in the fourth. He's got a walk as well, and then he popped up to first base here today. So 1 for 2 on the afternoon, with 2 runners in scoring position now, and Lammer at second, Winkler down at third, and Ethan Winkler at the dish. The pitch for Marschke, that one is in there, and it's 0-1 now to Ethan Winkler. Braden Marschke working out of the stretch here, the 0-1 pitch. That one's going to miss now. 1-1 to Ethan Winkler. The 1-1 pitch from Beamar to Winkler. That one down 2-1 now, the count. So Appleton's first game again, as we mentioned here today, in this American Legion tournament, again in action tonight at 6 o'clock against Marshfield. Mike Steinwagner will be on the call of that one. That one drilled down the line. That's going to be lined foul. So the count going to get now to 2-2 to Ethan Winkler. 2-2 with 2 away and 2 runners on. Whole lot of 2s. Marschke's 2-2 pitch. That one down the left field line there goes foul. Count will remain at 2-2. .325 down both lines here. 365 to the alleys. 380 straight away center here. The 2-2 pitch. Lifted into the air. That is playable, and the play going to be made to get the third and final out here. So a hit, 2 runners left, no runs, an error, 5 are complete, 6-4 your score. Appleton out front. Top of 6 coming up. You're listening to and watching American Legion Baseball here today on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part from the Hoffavor Real Estate Group.
Looking for a place where everyone feels at home? Welcome to Point Brewery, your family-friendly tap room with something for everyone. From a wide variety of local brews to classic Point sodas for the kids, we've got the perfect pour for everyone. Craving a bite? We've got hot, cheesy Portesi pizzas ready when you are. Whether you're hanging out inside or soaking up the sun in our outdoor beer garden, there's space to unwind. Planning a celebration? Reserve our private event room and make it a gathering to remember. Point Brewery, good times, great taste, all on tap.
Looking for the ultimate hometown diner experience? Step into Rock and Roll Cafe, where the food is hot, the music rocks, and breakfast is served all day. From fluffy pancakes and loaded omelets to juicy burgers and Friday fish fry favorites, there's something for everyone. With a fun 1950s vibe and friendly service that keeps locals coming back, it's more than a meal, it's a tradition. Dine in or order takeout today at rockandroll.cafe. Rock and Roll Cafe. Good food, good vibes, every time.
All right, we are back. So Luke Byers stays in the game here. He'll work the 6 here for the Double Days of Appleton, sitting around 71 pitches and has pitched very, very well. Still a lot of baseball left here. The Sixers will send up their 7, 8, 9 hitters here in the form of Trevor Hansen, Tyson Holmes, and then Colton Wadalevich. So still a lot of ball here. We are in the top half of inning number 6 here. Again, Appleton out front by a pair here, 6-4 on our Nasonville Dairy scoreboard here. And Hansen, the hitter now, who is 0 for 2 today. Third trip to the dish for Trevor. Byer working from the windup the pitch. That one misses, and it's 1-0 now to Hansen. That's going to miss out now, and it's 2-0. The 2-0 pitch. Off speed. That one will miss now, so it's 3-0. The 3-0 pitch to Trevor Hansen, and that will be a 4-pitch base on ball. Hansen aboard, and a third baseman here now, and Tyson Holmes, who is 1 for 2 here today, singled back in the 4th. So Hansen aboard here in the Sixers' half of inning number 6, visiting half. Byer will work out of the stretch here. That one in there for a called strike to Holmes, now 0-1. Hansen with the lead down at first. The 0-1 pitch from Byer. That one lifted into the air. That is going to get out of play, but Winkler giving chase to that one. Of course, he did make the play right there at the netting in the last inning defensively there for Ethan there. So it's 0-2 now to Tyson Holmes. Byer keeping an eye on Hansen down at first. He'll come set from the stretch, the 0-2 pitch. That one just missing to Holmes. Now count goes to 1-2. Colton Wadalevich, I should say here, the on-deck hitter here for Stevens Point. Byers' 1-2 pitch. That ball hit out, lined out to left field, and making the play there. So hit that one well, but lined right at the left fielder there, and you're going to have one away. That's Oscar Crownhart out there. So you go to Colton Wadalevich now, is 0 for 2. Flew out to right field in the 2nd, grounded to 3rd in the 4th. One out with Hanson, a base runner, and that one hit over to line over to third. And they're going to double off Hanson on the base paths here, so that is 3 up, 3 down here. No runs, no hits, no errors. We'll move to the bottom half of inning number 6, 6-4 on your Nasonville Dairy scoreboard here in favor of Appleton. You're listening to and watching American Legion Baseball here today on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by the Hoff Favor Real Estate Group.
Vehicle maintenance is vital to your day-to-day life. That's why Auto Select of Stevens Point reminds you to be sure to schedule regular oil changes, tire rotations, and general inspections to keep your vehicle in great shape. Let the helpful, friendly staff at Auto Select ensure your vehicle continues to keep you and your passengers safe on the roads, as well as keep your vehicle functioning the way it was intended. For quality, dependable automotive care from service experts, place your trust in Auto Select of Stevens Point. At Auto Select, you're good to go.
Good evening, folks. Matt LePay here. Ridgetop Exteriors is kicking off your roof replacement like pros. Old shingles off, decking down, ice and water guard set. Textbook protection. Underlayment follows. Sealed tight like an O-line. Valleys flashed. Shingles installed row by row. Captain ventilated. The crew scoops every nail, leaving no yard marker behind. This project's wrapped. Your turn to call the play at ridgetopexteriors.com.
All right, we are back. Just a little check on some other scores here. Heartland, right now at least, out over Menominee 4-1. That game in the 7th inning. That one is, or now it's 5-1. That game right behind us here. The Heartland again out front here, 5-1. That one in the top of the 7th over Menominee here. So a little looking at some other games, or I guess one game in theory here. So you're going to have 2, 3, and 4 due up here for Appleton. Sean Steger, followed by Oscar Crownhart and Brady Pope. Braden Marshke out to work the bottom half of inning number 6 here on the hill. That one fouled back to Steger, and it is 0-1. Everybody looks to be okay there. Steger 1 for 3 here today, at 2 RBI base knock back in the 2nd. As I mentioned, that drove in a couple runs here now. So the 0-1 pitch, that one misses in, and it's 1-1 now to Steger, the designated hitter here for Appleton. Up 2 now, here's 6-4. We're in the bottom of the 6th here. Game moving along pretty quick. That one down low. It's 2-1 now to Steger. Crownhart, currently the on-deck hitter here for Appleton. So it's 2-1 now to Steger. Brush off the plate a little bit there. Some of the particles there, I guess we'd call them. Maybe just kind of making sure that Mr. O'Brien is okay. It looks to be. So it is 2-1 to Steger. Beamar from the stretch here for the Sixers. The 2-1. Pitch. That one lifted out of play. That's going to go foul on a count. Now we'll move to even at 2-2. Marshke's 2-2 pitch. Hit out to center field. Going back and making the play in center there to get out number 1, the F8 if you are scoring at home. And somewhere, somehow, somebody probably is scoring at home. There's got to be somebody. We always say that, Ryan. You know, somebody's scoring the game. You know, I know I do. And my, in fact, my Meta custom scorebook here. Of course, they're one of our game day sponsors. I use this very religiously. My my scorebook here. Usually I can read my writing, not always. That's why I always bring a pencil along. Mechanical pencil, in fact. So it's 0-1 now to Crownhart. Oscar was hit by a pitch in his last plate appearance. He singled in the third and was hit by a pitch in the first, so he's been struck twice today. Put a little dirt on and he'll be just fine, he says. It's 0-2 now to Crownhart from Marschke. That one fouled, so we'll do it all again here, 0-2. So we are getting late here, bottom half of inning number 6 here. Appleton with a 2-run lead here. Sixers will have one last call to try to keep this one going. That one's going to miss now, and it is 1-2 to Crownhart. Again, Oscar has been on base all 3 trips here today. 2 hit by pitch and a single with a run scored. So on base percentage of 1,000 here. That one hit on the ground. Hansen going to charge, going to be a tough play, and going to get the play just in the nick of time there. The 4-3 ground out to get Crownhart by an eyelash or two, and it's 2 away now for Brady Pope. Brady 0 for 2 here today. Couple strikeouts with a walk. Hit by a pitch, I guess technically here, and a run scored. So 2 away here. Marschke working out of the stretch, the pitch. That one in there, and it's 0-1 now to Pope. The 0-1 pitch, that one driven out to right field, playable, and play is going to be made for the third and final out, an F9, in fact. Again, if you're scoring at home, so 3 up, 3 down, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. 6 are in the books here. Last call coming up for the Sixers, trailing here 6-4. You're listening to and watching American Legion Baseball here today on Zaleski Sports, brought to you from our friends from the Hoff Favor Real Estate Group.
Mega Custom Apparel, your local source for quality, custom decorated clothing and products. Discover a wide range of products from corporate casual wear to team uniforms, promotional items, sporting goods, and awards. Don't settle for less. With our in-house production, we will make your name or event stand out with custom sports jerseys, branded cooler bags, and personalized can coolers. Celebrate team success with custom awards and promotional items. At Mega Custom Apparel, we put your brand first. Explore your options today at MegaCustom.com.
I got referred to the orthodontist and I was really nervous, but in my 2-year process, the staff was very welcoming and very kind to me. My brother also had treatment here and he was very happy with the smile. I'd recommend Bruce Orthodontics to all my friends and family that want a beautiful smile just like us.
When I come in for my appointment, the wait is really short. All of the workers are very kind and sweet. They try to make sure that everything in my mouth is just right after my checkup, and Dr. Bruce is very nice.
I'd love the opportunity to meet you and transform your smile.
Call us to set up your free consultation today.
And we are back. Miles giving me the thumbs up. Last call here for the Sixers, trailing here 6-4. Braden Marschke will lead things off here. That one hit up, and that's a leadoff base hit for Braden Marschke. 1 pitch, 1 base knock for Beamar, and that'll bring up Royce Lown now, who is 1 for 2 here today. Singled with a run scored back in the first. Popped up to third in the third, and then walked with a run scored in the 5th. So Marschke, the leadoff hitter and runner on base here. And that one foul to Lown. So it's 0-1 now, so Royce representing the tying run here for the Sixers. And Luke Byer out to work his 7th inning here today for the Double Days, sitting around 82/83 pitches there on that one. So it's 1-1 now to Lown. Byer comes set from the stretch, the pitch. That one hit on the ground over to third, and that one going to be bobbled there. So that is going to get what would be the go-ahead run at the plate here with nobody out. Of course, Appleton, as the home team, certainly would have last wraps no matter what, and still currently do have the 2-run lead here with A.J. O'Brien. A.J. with a couple of hits today. He's been on base all 3 times, walked, singled, and singled. That one hit on the ground, and that one's going to be an infield base hit. And just like that, A.J. O'Brien, his 3rd hit here today. And he has been on base all 4 times, 3 hits and a walk. Hit by a pitch, technically, but still goes without saying here now. So you're going to have the bases loaded here. And Tyler Cluck hitting here in the number 4 slot here for the Sixers. And bases are loaded. Raking ball in there to Cluck. It's 0-1. This is the number 4 spot here for the Sixers. And another good pitch there. It's quickly 0-2 now to Cluck. Tyler, who started this game on the hill for the Sixers, gave way to Braden Marschke on the hill. Sixers have utilized 2 pitchers. Luke Byer, the one and only pitcher utilized here today thus far from Appleton. And that one misses now, and it's 1-2. Byer has pitched very well on a swing and a miss. And Cluck going to be retired for the first out. Nowhere to go on that one. So that'll bring up Tony Racek now, who is 1 for 2 on the afternoon. He's been on base 2 times today, walking a single. His 4th trip here to the dish. Bases loaded with 1 down. That one misses down to Racek now, and it's 1-0. So Luke Byer at 90 pitches here, looking to try to go the distance, but the Sixers do have the bases loaded. That one's going to miss outside now, and it is 2-0. So the tying run down at second base in the form of Royce Lown. In there for a called strike. It's 2-1. To Racek here again, top half of inning number 7 here. The 2-1 pitch. That one fouled back. Instinctively, I still do flinch, even with that netting here. I can't seem to shake that, guys. I'm not sure. It's just the instincts, I guess. But 2-2. That one hit out to right. That is, play is going to be made. And shallow, and base runners will stay put. So you're going to have 2 away now. Again, the base is loaded now, and you'll have Dayton Kobach here. And a hit here, very likely, with 2 outs, has the potential to knot this one up. So again, 6-4. Byer, 95th pitch on the way. That one misses up and out, and it's 1-0 now to Kobach. Byer's 1-0 pitch. That one fouled back, and it's 1-1. So last we checked, it was 5-1 Heartland over Menominee. That was in the top of the 7th. That one misses down low. Good defensive stop there from Mason Winkler there to keep that one in front of him. So it's 2-1 now to Kobach. Byer working from the windup, the 2-1 pitch. That one misses high now, so it's a 3-1 count to Kobach. That one outside, so Kobach draws the walk. And suddenly it's a one-run game now as Marschke will come across to score the 5th run. So you're going to have bases loaded now on a mound visit, and what I suspect will probably be, maybe not. I never like to guess. I usually come up wrong on most of my guesses. Every once in a while, but I would have been wrong there. So Bayer going to stay in the game here. Again, 2 away now, and that is number 14 in the form of Noah Shakurit. Hitting here in the number 7 spot here for the Sixers. Again, bases loaded here. 6-5 your score. Shakurit the hitter. That one hit out to center field. That one is going to be caught, so the F8 for the 3rd and final out. And that is going to be a final out here, 6-5. The Doubledays come out on top, 6-5 in this one. We'll wrap things up here. We'll put a bow on this one here with our post game here, our Nasonville Dairy post game show. We'll bring it right back again. A final here, 6-5. Appleton victorious over the Sixers here. Our Nasonville Dairy post game show. We'll put a bow on this one, and you've been listening to and watching American Legion baseball action here today on Zaleski Sports, brought to you today in part from our friends from the Hoff Favor Real Estate Group.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. Nasonville Dairy actually goes back to 1885. We are the oldest plant in Wood County. When our father brought us here in the early 1960s, we ran 7,500 pounds of milk a day. We now run 1.8 million pounds of milk a day. We buy dairy milk from 200 dairy farmers here in central Wisconsin, produce it, and ship it all over the world. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fure, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Cafetieri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. This has allowed us to go to a lot of different countries. Our furthest accounts are now in China, Japan, Canada, Saudi Arabia. We do ship to Mexico, as well as a number of other places throughout the world. This is what we call Cheese Making 101. We tried to walk you through the cheese plant today, and we're in hopes that you see our people, what they're doing, and the amount of work that goes into producing the products that we hope you enjoy. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fure, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Cafetieri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
right, we are back again. Our Nasonville Dairy post-game show. Again, a final out here, Wisconsin Rapids quadplex here. The double days of Appleton, victorious 6-5 over the Sixers here of Stevens Point. The Sixers 0-2 here today. They fell in their first game to Kaukauna. That one a 12-9 game. And I believe as of right now, they will be back in action tomorrow, I believe, at I think it's 11 o'clock, either 10:30 or 11, but we'll have that game regardless. Certainly all those logistics will be finalized here. But again, a final out here, 6-5 Appleton with the 6-5 victory. And a good day here for some American Legion baseball. We're going to wrap things up here again from our Nasonville Dairy postgame show. Of course, Nasonville Dairy with fresh cheese curds. May daily get your cheese curds, Nasonville Dairy in Marshfield, Curtis, or NasonvilleDairy.com. Brandon Barancott on the call here today. Miles doing the production, doing a great job. And Ryan Rasmussen keeping everybody in this press box in line and honest, and he's done such a great job as well. We're going to sign off. Have yourselves a very good rest of your Saturday, everyone, from Zaleski Sports.